What's up, you guys? Bryce here. I have good news. I sold my truck. I'm in my buddy's car right now. About to head to the library, do some more work on my website. Lesson for today would have to be to visualize an attack. As as cheesy and corny as that sounds, and I got that off of Waterboy with Adam Sandler. But I also learned from some online mentors of mine, Tony Robbins, Conor McGregor. They all have one thing in common, and that was they visualized their life before they accomplished it. So if you have it in your mind, if you can see yourself with the life you want, then there will be nothing stopping you at all. There will be nothing stopping you, nothing in your way, no obstacles you can't face, because you already believe it. See, when I started working out, I envisioned myself to have muscles. I didn't envision myself to be the next Arnold Schwarzenegger or Mr. Olympia or Mr. Universe. That's not my goal. I don't want to abuse steroids. I'm not hating on those guys. They still put in a lot of work. But that's not my goal. I don't want to be sick looking. I want to look good, and have a little bit of energy, and strength to do things. I don't want to be all show, no go. But I envisioned myself when I can remember the day that I told my buddy. I was in middle school. I was probably in the 6th or 7th grade. I told my buddy, DeMarcus, I told him, I said, man, next year, I'm gonna be so swole, man. I kept getting turned down by girls, and that was my initial motivation at first. And I was like, man, I said, next year, bro, I'm gonna be so big. And he's like, oh yeah, for sure. I didn't know if he believed me or not. But the next year came along. I wasn't big at all. I did start working out. I just wasn't big. I wasn't growing. But I didn't give up. And I kept working out. When high school came along, I hit a growth spurt. In the 9th grade, I started doing mixed martial arts, which is not bodybuilding. But after a couple of years, I did that for about 4 years. And after like 2 years, I started to notice that whoa, bro. I was super cut, super lean. My cardio was top notch. My conditioning was really good. But I still wasn't big. I wasn't swole. So, when I started college, keep in mind that I didn't stop exercising and working out this whole time. When I was in the 11th grade, I started bodybuilding, on top of doing mixed martial arts. And then by the time I got to high school, by the time I got to college, it was kind of hard to train. I could have done it. I could have made do, but I wanted to do well in college. So I stopped doing mixed martial arts, and to stay in shape, I started bodybuilding. Then I grew a burning passion for bodybuilding, and I really got into it. I started doing a lot of research, and that is when I started to grow. I'm 5'8", 5'9". I probably can walk around 168, 170, good. I don't have to eat special. I can eat one time a day and be 170, easy. I had gotten up to 185. That's how I looked pretty good. So I noticed, I was like, this is the moment that I visualized on that bike when I was in the 6th or 7th grade. When I was talking to my buddy, this is the moment. 7 or 8 years later, I realized my potential. And that's the same thing that can be transferred into any aspect of your life. You can have anything you believe that you can have, and you act towards that. If I would have believed that I wanted to be swole and not have worked out, I'm not going to just magically develop muscles. That's just not how it works. That's not how it works at all. That's like wanting your dream girl and you never approach a girl to talk to her. You think Do you think Megan Fox is just gonna walk up to you and be like, hey, you know, you're pretty cute. Would you want to be my husband for the rest of my life and have kids with me? No, that's not how it works. I'm not saying everybody can get Megan Fox, but I mean, you can get a girl of your dreams if you work hard enough. And if she doesn't want to, if you approach her and everything, and if she doesn't want to be with you, then it's just not meant to be, bro. Like, move on and go find somebody else that fits your description of the girl of your dreams. But sometimes we just have to visualize the life we want, set goals. If you have no goals, there's this quote that I'm trying to think about, that I've heard somebody say. If you have goals and you working towards something, then you're eventually gonna reach it. If you don't have a target, then you're just shooting in the air. Like, you're not gonna ever hit a target because you have no goals. Essentially, there's a phrase, you're pissing in the wind. So, definitely establish goals, establish the life you want in any aspect: health, wealth, love, happiness, like Tai Lopez says. Determine what you want, and small steps. Each day, take small steps to develop it, to realize it, the potential. Don't try it all at once, then it's going to be overwhelming. So, if I wanted to be a bodybuilder and I wanted to be big and muscular and everything, I'm not going to spend 12 hours on my first day busting my butt to try to get big and eat 300 pounds worth of food just to get big on that one day and then never work out again. So I worked out when I first started bodybuilding. I worked out maybe 30 to 45 minutes, a couple muscle groups, and I did that consistently 6 days a week. Like, what's 45 minutes out of your day 6 times a week? I did that for years, and it got me results. So now my next goal is to be successful and wealthy. So I'm going to do a little bit here and there every day. It's going to be more than 45 minutes, but I mean, I'm making sacrifices, and I've realized that potential of believing in yourself and then acting towards it, getting the results that you want, and then therefore increasing my belief in myself. And it's a continuous cycle. Tony Robbins came up with this. It's a little quadrant with 4 squares, four quadrants. The upper left is potential. Everybody has limitless potential, which you can act on that or you cannot act on that. And that's the second square. So it goes from left top to right top is action. Bottom right is results, and then the bottom left is belief. So you have limitless potential, which if you act on that, and you get results. However hard you act, however much action you take, you can get results that reflect that. And then the results, whatever results you get, reflect, enhance or limit your belief in yourself, which leads to more potential. It's just an endless cycle. That's what he says is the reason why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Because if you have limitless potential, but you don't act, then you don't get results, which limits your beliefs in yourself, which leads to you doing less potential, tapping into less of your potential, which leads, it's just an endless cycle. So take that with a grain of salt and do shit. Be great. All right, you guys have a good day. I'm going to go to work. Love you guys.